What's up, guys? Well, one of the ugly parts about having an off-roader, and cars in general, is that you have to do maintenance, right? Today, well, one of these pulleys around here started making noise, either this one or this one or this one of the three. This would be a tensioner, this is an idler pulley, and it has another idler pulley. The problem we're going to have today is that I want to do a bunch of things. I want to change the diesel filter that goes here. I want to take the opportunity to change the car's oil. I want to take the opportunity to change these two pulleys, to change the tensioner, and for that we'll probably have to take apart the whole air filter, okay? To remove the alternator that's down there, we'll have to take it out. By making space here, it should be much easier, or at least I hope so. And the tensioner is down below, which I'm going to show you now. Well, the specific tensioner that I have to install is this one. There are people who only replace the pulley, but of course the tensioner has also done its job after a certain number of miles, so ideally you should replace everything. I have all the parts here to keep the video short. Those are the two pulleys, one at the top and one at the bottom. Then we'll be talking about the oil filter, diesel filter, and oil. And, well, all the necessary tools, multi-purpose spray for the screws to loosen them, gloves to protect your hands, and a ratchet set. I mean, you really won't need much more than that. Here I have a lot more tools. I recently took out this belt and noticed the pulley started making noise after I changed it. Since one made noise, I decided to replace all of them. They're quite expensive. At Toyota, here in Spain, this one at Toyota costs 195 euros plus VAT. The one below, this one here, which is also fixed, another 195 euros plus VAT. And the tensioner, well over 300 euros plus VAT, so that those from other countries, if you want to convert it to your own currency, you can get an idea in Europe of how much the parts cost. So that's it. I have a big job ahead of me, and I'm going to get to work. Let's see, essential wrenches for the job. We'll probably need more along the way, but these are essential. With this, we'd managed with a 14mm socket, a 10mm one, and an 11mm one. What for? Well, the 14mm ones are for the pulleys. All the pulleys use a 14mm. I have a long, flat 14mm wrench, or with a pipe to use as leverage on the pulley for the tensioner to loosen it. And then the sockets, the bolts that go on the air filter box, are 11mm. In theory, we should be able to remove everything. Well, one of the first things you have to do, as always, is disconnect the battery, okay? And also remove the battery connector to avoid problems, to prevent engine error issues. Because we're going to remove this connector that goes to the filter, the two screws, which I've already taken out, that one there and that one back there, that one there, okay? With those two, and for example, I have a clamp here for the filter, okay? That one also needs to be removed, and then in principle the filter should come out. Well, with the filter removed, you can imagine the space that's left. I haven't fully removed this piece to avoid damaging the clip, as I've worked on it a lot and worry about breaking it. I didn't need to remove it. It's fine for now. The next thing we're going to do is first use the bar with the tensioner. To remove this, you have to turn the tensioner, okay? Now you have to turn it that way, okay? Toward the driver's side, okay? Toward the side with the Toyota emblem. What we would do is use the 14mm wrench. Okay? We would put this 14mm wrench there on the tensioner, okay? Positioned a little further forward so we can insert the bar. Keep in mind that I'm also recording at the same time, but anyway, it would be to put it, let's see if it stays there. Look, it would be to put the wrench there, insert the bar or something you can use as leverage here, and pull this way. And then the belt will come loose. I suggest taking a picture or making a quick diagram of the belt before removing it. Otherwise, you could make a mistake reinstalling it since it's a bit tricky. And basically that's it. Let's start taking out the belt. Once it's out, I'll keep recording for you. I managed to get it in place, and you just need to pull it like this. There. Do you see the bottom pulley move? That's the tensioner we're going to replace. It's that part on the table. Okay. That's it. The belt is loose, so just remove it from the pulleys. Well, once the belt is off, what we're going to do is loosen this pulley and this pulley first. Alright, this one and this one. Why? Because then we have a screw right behind there that we need to remove in order to take out the tensioner, sorry. And the tensioner, it comes off, it loosens. I don't know if you can see it because I can't fit my hand and the phone at the same time, but it comes off with 2 screws that are back there. Let's see if I can get them on camera. Those 2 back there. I don't know if you can see them. Damn, it's really hard to focus. Look. Those 2 over there. Let's see, it won't let me. There. Those 2 over there, okay? That one. And another one that's between this one and another one that's above. You can see this one isn't complicated at all. With a ratchet, we're going to unscrew it until it comes out. And the one below, this one here, same thing. The upper pulley is loose and goes like this. This piece fits like this. Here's what we'll do. We'll leave it here to compare with the new ones we bought. After checking, we see this one matches the other. Alright, it's the same one. I've already measured the thickness and diameter. This one is also the same, okay? We were lucky to get the right replacements on the first try. As always, one of the top brands for Japanese parts, which is Blueprint. Now I'll finish loosening the tensioner by loosening these 2 I showed earlier. This one goes to the alternator, and behind the alternator there are 2 more. I think I can reach them just fine. Let's see how it goes. Well, to save myself from having to remove the whole alternator, what I did was loosen it from up here. This is the actual tensioner. Alright, what I did was loosen it from here, take down the alternator, and I used a wrench to reach the 2 bolts in the back. Do you see them? One there and the other one up top. One there and the other one up there. Those go on the back side of the alternator. Alright, back there. And now basically all that's left is to loosen these 2. These were the ones I showed you before. This one here. It's just that you can't see it there. Let's see. It's really hard to get the phone in here. Release those 2. The 2 you're looking at there, the top one and the bottom one. And then the tensioner would come out. Well, it's super easy to take it out, okay? You take this one out, the one I showed you before. I know I'm repeating myself, but just so it's clear, this one. Those 2 in the back as I showed you, then it comes out on its own. You pull it out through this opening, and it comes out by itself, okay? Now you would put in the new one. As you can see, look, this one, the pulley is already making noise. Look, this one spins perfectly and is silent. The noise comes from here. From the tools. Let's see. Okay, not a sound. And this one was already making noise. Do you see the difference? It's huge. That alone will eliminate the noises and make it run smoother. I hope changing the pulleys prevents any alternator issues. I think the alternator is fine. There shouldn't be a problem. We checked the pulley and it spins fine. The freewheel pulley is good, so it shouldn't make any noise. If it makes noise, we'll remove the alternator next time. Well, since I can't record and tighten at the same time, anyway, it's just tightening that one again. Those 2 back there, which are super easy to access. Okay, the 2 on the new part, all the way back there. You can access it very easily from there. And now that's it. Lift the alternator up again and put in the long bolt. And that should be it. Plug the alternator back in and you're done. Alright, and after putting this one in, everything should be assembled. I loosened the front one a little bit to line up this bolt properly with this part here. Okay, but I don't think you'll have problems. The alternator pulley, I've been checking it, and maybe over time I'll have to change it. But anyway, the alternator comes out with this bolt and the one back here. And it's super simple. You can take it to get repaired or replace it completely if you want. Okay, remember to plug in the connector that you have to disconnect and put this protective cover back on. Ensure everything is tight. I've already tightened these and the 2 in the back. The tensioner would be installed now. See the new part installed there. There's nothing else left to do. Alright, now I'm going to put the pulley that goes here. Okay, I've already marked them there. And the one that goes up here. Just put the belt on and that's it. There's no mystery to this. I already put the bottom one on in a minute. Now just screw this in here. Make sure this piece is properly in place there, and the one in the back too. That one goes back there. You can see it better here. The small piece goes behind the pulley. Ensure it's correctly positioned, okay? And basically that's all there is to it. There's no mystery. I'm going to tighten it. It's impossible to do it with one hand. Well, and once it's assembled, it would look like this. Okay, new tensioner. With the whole assembly, pulley and pulley, Alright, and now all that's left is to put the belt back on just like you did before. I'm going to try to record it, but nah, it's just really difficult. So it's very simple. Like I explained before taking it off. On this tensioner, you put the wrench with the pipe on it and always pull toward the driver's side. And then you start putting in the belt. And finally, I would put it up here. It's easier for me. Some people put it down here. Honestly, it depends a little on the situation. Today I have the filter removed, so it's probably going to be easier for me to put it in here. So that's it. Let's get to it. Alright, and now like I was saying, the only thing left is to be careful with the fan blades. Fixing it, terrible. This bar isn't the right one for here, but it was the only one I had available today. I'll just have to make do with it as best I can. Alright, let's put it through there. It's not right because it's too wide. It's a very wide and very long bar, so it makes the maneuver difficult for me. Ideally, it would be a thin square drive that the wrench fits into, and with that, you'd have more than enough. I'm going to try it from here. I can work with that, thanks. Okay, let's put in the bar. We've got tension on it. Also, this tensioner is new, and as you can see, it tightens really well. There. And there, it's already inside. Okay, let's release the tensioner. And now what we're going to do is check that it's okay. That all the belt's ribs are fully seated in the grooves. And I'm going to show you, look. Okay, the belt is properly in place all the way. You can see that it's perfectly fitted in there. On the tensioner there. On the fan pulley. And on the pulley down there, the one at the very bottom is the alternators, perfectly fitted. And, well, the one at the bottom too, which I can see, is the crankshafts, and it's also properly fitted. Okay, that's the one all the way down there. Good. Now what I would do if you're new to this is to check the photo you took, okay? Make sure the belt is properly installed, and that's it. I'm explaining as best I can since I'm not a mechanic. But well, I got some experience when I studied bodywork and painting, assembling some of these things, and well, I feel comfortable tackling some of this stuff. Let's keep going since it just started to rain. They didn't forecast any rain. But anyway, I don't really care if the stuff out there gets wet. The air filter, though, I do care about, so I'm going to bring it in. I'm going to give it a wash. And I'm going to bring this in too. I don't care if the rest gets wet. I'm going to install the air filter now, using the same screws. I won't make the video much longer for you. To put in the battery, start the car and check that everything is fine, that it turns over well, and that there aren't any strange noises. Then I'm going to change the oil. The diesel fuel filter, the oil filter, and some other small things I have here. So that's it, see you in a bit. Alright, now for the oil change, what we're going to do is remove the oil filter that's right there. It's very simple, you just unscrew it. Okay, I have underbody covers. It's a bit of a pain because the hole isn't well designed. As for draining the oil, I can't really get it out easily, so what I did was remove them. I used a jerry can that I later empty into a container that I take to the recycling center. And what we'll use is a 14mm wrench to loosen the little nut that goes here. Let me show it to you. It goes there on the oil pan, a 14mm wrench. I already have it loose, unscrewed, so all that's left is to just keep unscrewing until the oil comes out. Let's see, it's a little tricky to record a name until the oil is drained out. But really, it's super simple. When you see it's fully unscrewed, Now you just let go quickly so it falls, and I think that's it. Yes, that's it. Okay. Now you just have to let go and let the oil fall into the container. And that's it. Like I said, I use Blue Blueprint for everything. ADT 3208, which is this one here. And well, down there it has the same code. I already checked it. And that's it. Just replace one with the other. I'm going to unscrew it. Put in the new one. You always have to remove this little cap. And with the used oil, coat the rubber gasket all the way around. Look. This little rubber ring it comes with. You have to wet all that little rubber ring with the old oil, and the nut a little bit too. Some people pour a bit of the old oil inside, but well, I don't put anything in. What I do is start the car afterwards, which I'll explain to you. I'll explain it to you now. Well, what I do is dip my finger a little in the old oil, and then I put it around here, on the seal, on the rubber. There. I spread it well. And just a little bit, nothing more. To the nut. The nut, see how they taught me? When I studied, see how it's never caused me problems? That's why I always do it. I imagine this one is to make it a bit less dry, so the rubber isn't so dry. The gasket. That piece there is a gasket, and that's what it's for. Sorry that it went out of focus. That's it. Now just put it in, remove the other one, and screw it in. Alright, so like I said, we screw this one in, which is the old one. I always store it in this box to take to the recycling center. It's here with the old oil. We take the new filter, it's ready. And screw it in, there's nothing more to it. And if you've spilled a little bit, well, just clean it. Alright, but in my case, nothing spilled. You don't need to tighten this too much either, okay? When you see that it won't go any further with just hand strength, that's enough. There. And now it shouldn't leak, okay? The oil filter would be in place. I'm going to clean? Nah. It's just that there's very little there. But, okay, I'll clean it off. I always have a rag to clean up a little bit, in case I spill some there. Alright, that should do it. Once the filter is tightened, the screw at the bottom is very important. I've already put the covers back on. I didn't want to record that either since it's something else. You'll have the stock one, which lets you drain the oil perfectly. What we're going to do is the following. We're going to open the oil cap. We put it there. We take out the dipstick. And we're going to clean it, okay? We're going to clean the dipstick and start pouring oil. The exact amount of oil we're going to need is 6 liters and 900 milliliters. But let me give you some advice. Pour in up to 6 liters first. Insert the dipstick, check how much it shows. Keep pouring a little more, and when you reach about 6.5 liters, start the car, okay? That's what I'm going to do, and I'll show you now as I start pouring the oil. I've already emptied one of the containers, which is 5 liters, okay? Now I'm going to empty another one, and that's when I'll start the car. Because that's where we'll see how much the filter absorbs, okay? If we don't start the car, the filter won't suck anything up, because the filter is empty right now. It wouldn't suck anything in. So we'd have the problem that it's not giving us a real measurement. Well, I've already put the oil where it belongs. That's what I told you, about 6.5 liters. Alright, let's insert the dipstick all the way down. And let's see what it reads. See, it's not full. Let me set it down so you can check. You see it's not full, right? That would be the top mark. Well, now I'm going to start the car, and you'll see how it drops even more than that. That's what the filter takes up. And then you just have to keep adjusting, keep pouring until you leave it as full as possible. Up to the mark, never go over it. Well, I already started the car and let the oil settle again, because the oil has to go back down again. We'll clean the dipstick, okay? We're going to clean it. And we're going to insert it again to see what it reads now. It should measure less than before. Okay? And as you can see, well, it's actually very hard to see the oil clearly on this dipstick. But you'll see that, well, it has dropped a lot. I don't know if you can see it on camera. It would be the thick part. The thick part. Not the edge, but the thick part. You need to know this car's dipstick. Each one is different. But it has dropped a lot. Okay, so now we do another check. And, well, as you can see, it's below. Let's see if you can see it. Below the button. Look how much it took, okay? So now we're going to keep filling and checking. Well, I've added a bit more. So we're going to do the same thing, okay? Clean dipstick. We take it out and we check. The oil's still going down because I just did it very quickly. But anyway, you can see that it has gone up a little more, okay? Well, it's missing about half a liter or something like that, more or less. I'm going to do another one to check. Yeah, see? It went up a little more. Well, it's still missing about half a liter. Let's add a little more. See? It's better to do this several times rather than overfill it, because then we'd have to go get the excess oil sucked out, okay? So, well, look. You can see that it's going up. More or less, I could leave it there already, okay? I'm going to wait because I just did it again a moment ago. So oil is still draining down to the oil pan. It takes a while to go down through the parts because it's cold. Let's wait a few minutes and do one last check. If needed, I'll leave it as is or add a bit more. While the oil drains, let's save time. This is the diesel filter. You unscrew it here, following the directions shown. One way tightens, the other loosens. It's indicated by a small arrow. You just need to remove this connector, okay? And that's it. Because basically, with the way this little piece moves, once we unscrew it, the movement of this piece will give us plenty of space to put in the new filter. I'll go get it and show you. I'm going to get the filter. The diesel filter comes with a little rubber gasket.
Una gomita que te viene abajo.
And this is the filter, okay? Alright, so let's unscrew it. I've already loosened this a bit to make the video as short as possible. Okay? It's just about turning this little screw, this one right here. Alright? I have to work from this angle so you can't really see it. Alright, now it's open, okay? Now just pull it upwards. Let's see there. Just there. Pulling it up a little bit up and it should come out, okay? There will always be a little bit of diesel spilling. And as you can see, it's not just dirty, it's even worse. See? Look at one and look at the other. And it was changed when it was supposed to be. I didn't push the filter to its limit at all. I'm changing it early because I started working on this masterpiece. But anyway, we're going to take it out. There, let it drain properly. Let the diesel drain there properly. Alright, thank you. Alright, let's remove it carefully. Alright, I'm going to take it to the recycling center that I always use, okay? That's where I put all the oil stuff so it can be collected later and so I can avoid contaminating as much as possible. Alright, so now the only thing left to do is to take out the new washer and put it here. There's one there that's stained, but there's one, okay? This little rubber piece goes there and then you just put the filter in like this. Boom! And that's it. Screw it back in, put the cap back on, make sure it's tight, start the car, and you're done. Some cars can be hard to restart, but keep trying and it will start. I wasn't completely honest, the gasket actually goes here. Sorry, I was distracted by recording and didn't notice. Okay, we move this over there and take out the little rubber piece, alright? We take out the old one and put in the new one, it's as simple as that. What are you seeing here? Put it in there, make sure it's properly fitted in its groove. If you want, you can smear it a little with the same diesel so it's not so dry, okay? And then just put in the new filter. It would go there. There, done. That's it. See how it fits perfectly? Okay, now that piece goes on top of that. Right there, exactly. It would be there. And we screw it back on. You have to make sure to tighten this cap well. It's a bit tough because it's plastic, But anyway, you have to make sure it's tight because later this is the primer button. When you press it, watch how the pressure builds. Do you see it? And nothing comes out anywhere. You should notice that the button gets hard. As soon as it gets hard, that means it's already hermetically sealed. It doesn't leak diesel anywhere. This is just what I spilled earlier. That's it, okay? I'll tighten it a bit more since it still needs it. There. There. That's the spot. Sure, we won't need much more since, as I said, we'll do the test there. A purge test. It can't leak anything, and it gets harder. There, now it's hard. Now it's hard, so now we can start the car. However, since we still had to check the oil, let's check what the oil level is like. Let's check the oil. Let's see. Let me get that in focus for you. To the dipstick. Where can I put the phone so I can use both hands? There. Okay, let's put this back neatly. All the oil should have drained by now. Let's take it out again. Well, as you can see, it's pretty high, so the oil level is perfect. It doesn't need anything else. Let's start it up again now to make sure there's no air in the system after opening up the diesel fuel filter and changing it. And that should be everything, okay? We've changed the diesel filter and the oil filter. Sorry, the part about the oil filter got cut off, the diesel one, as I was saying. The pulleys, the belt, the tensioner, and that's it. I don't know. Now it's still making noise. It wasn't what I expected, but that's okay. I needed to change it anyway due to the mileage. And what I'm going to have to do is deal with the alternator. I'll see what works out cheaper, whether to install it, fix it, or I'll make another video for you about it. So that's it. I hope you liked it, and that it helps someone who needs to do it. If not, at least it was entertaining. I had a good time, honestly. I learned how to do new things. I hadn't done it before and found it very useful. So that's it. I'm going to start it up to see if there are no problems. Some cars, I'm telling you, do have issues when you try to start them, because the system takes in air, and until it gets rid of it, it takes a little while to start. This one has never given me any problems the times I've changed it. So let's see. No problem. It started on the first try. It might stop, but that's fine. Just restart it and it works without issue. That's basically all. I hope you liked it. And if you did, subscribe and give it a like. It helps me a lot. See you later, guys. Bye.